Hey, welcome, Inspire Tribe. Hello and welcome to the Inspired Livestream here on the Inspired channel. We're so excited that you're here. My name is Jean Nolan. This is my wonderful wife, Kristin Nolan, to the side, always beside me. I'm always beside her. That's how we walk through life. Right, honey?
Right.
And Inspired Tribe, it is Tuesday, January 18th, 2022. It's a lot of twos in there. And we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole. And Inspired Tribe, we're unapologetically free. We remain unapologetically free. Excited that you're here. And every day in every way, this needs to become more and more of our fabric. This truth needs to sink into ourselves. We talk about this a lot, but listen, this is more important than you think. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're unapologetically free. As a matter of fact, for many, many years, until all of this really sank into my being, um, I was journaling every day and I was writing down heartfelt from my heart, from my soul, affirmations that I needed to remind myself of, that I needed to feel every day, thousands and thousands, tens or hundreds of notebooks. Everywhere I went, I would write these things down that are important to me until they became my authentic self again. So before we dive into today's topic, let me welcome you all. Go through the live chat here and see who's here. I see Backbone, welcome. I see Divinus King, DJ, Michael. I see Miss Patty. I see Daria, welcome. So good to see you. I see Frank. Hey, how's it going, my friend? Wie geht's dir, Frank? Frank aus Deutschland. Then we have Ingrid. We have Ellen Hunter. Good to see you, also from Belgium. Welcome. Black Skies tuning in, I think, from Portland, Oregon still, if nothing has changed. Michael Mayer, good to see you. Saskia, Fire Sears. So many originals today. So many originals. Welcome all. We're so excited. Uh, Edith is here. Kathy, Gria, Luana, Carmen, uh, Jerome. Let me see who else. Ambery, Convergence Evolution. Welcome. Gad is here. Joanne is here. Rebecca is here. Jackie Sue. Jantang Juan Tango. No,
You're butchering it
I butcher
again.
him again all the time. I'm sorry about that, my friend. Patricia's here. Nadine Sawyer, Aldine. Double Platinum Investments is here. Welcome. Lisa, Tunnel Mental. Ursula is here. Alex, Nelly, Mick, Flora, Elida, Nadine, Alexandra. Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I know I never get everyone here in the live chat, but after every live stream I go back, read your comments. Thank you so much for contributing, for sharing your thoughts, your feelings. This is beyond important.
And please hit the like button.
Please do hit the like button, and I'm telling you why this is important before we dive into today's topic. What we are creating while we're together for 20-30 minutes, we're creating an energy field. We're imprinting on this field, this morphic field, or the akashic field, or the divine field, or the quantum field. The name really doesn't matter, but what we're doing is we're creating an energy field together that is imprinted on this big eternal field. And so we're filling it up with love, with inspiration, with truth, with authenticity, and that has an effect on all that is. I mean, our whole existence here together, the whole universe. This is why this is so important. This is why you tuning in, not just watching, but being invested with your heart and your spirit in this togetherness here, has such a huge impact. That's why you are so important to everyone and all of us. And I believe you don't give yourself enough credit for that. And we know you think you're just one person, and you're just one being. And what could you possibly do? Oh my God, you have such a power to contribute to all of it. And it is so important. So thank you. Please introduce each other, yourself to each other in a live chat. Let everyone know where you're tuning in from, who you are, and maybe even just a little bit what you're about. It's really, really important. So today's topic is the plan is hidden in plain sight. And this, of course, has deeper meaning as always. We're going to peel the onion. But so many times and we want to thank you for all the emails and messages. But so often people write to us, and basically the overwhelming theme of those emails, I feel there's something more there for me. I'm almost ready to accept what my purpose is. But what do I need to do next? Where do I need to go next? Can you tell me what to do next? And the short answer is no, we cannot. We can never. Not really, anyways. What we can tell you is which steps you can take that will lead you to your own answer. But let's start a little bigger in terms of the big plan. And I'm not talking about the cabal's plan or the cult's plan or these losers' plan that really, in essence, doesn't interest me much. After you truly comprehend how this works and what it's about, there needs to be a refreshment so you can spot it. But it's not really the important plan. That's just a bunch of psychos thinking they can get away with it, but they can't. What's really more important is the divine plan. And I want to step out of the religious field here. I want to step out of the biblical field here, or step out of any other religious books field. I want to go a little further out. I've always asked myself, you know, um, very religious people will tell you that the only way to salvation, forgiveness, heaven is by following the good book, right? And the good book can be the Bible, but it can be the Quran, or it can be another book in another religion. And I always thought to myself that what about the indigenous people that still exist today that don't have these good books? What about the people that for some reason grow up on a stranded island and they don't have access to these books? They don't have access to the man-made structure. Are they forever excluded from this conversation and connection, from realizing what the divine plan is? And my answer was always intuitively as a kid was no, it cannot be that way. It cannot be that you only have access to God's or the Creator's word when you have access to a certain book. And so over time, my or our own studies, our own research, our own quest for truth, our own inner search has shown us so much, and that the book of the Creator truly does exist. It is all around us. There is a plan. There is a master plan, not just for all of humanity. There's a master plan for you, and you're not a pawn in that plan. You're the protagonist. You're the co-creator of that plan, but that plan exists. And so when you begin to look at it through a bigger lens, when you begin to see the bigger picture, you go outside, and what if, and here I'm asking you, especially in the most natural realm, what if a forest, a meadow, a stream, the animals in between, the herbs, the other plants, the birds, what if all of these things are actually the book of God, the book of the Creator? What if they each and everyone separately and together are like we perceive letters and words? What if they compose the symphony that the Creator has written, and it's hidden in plain sight? It's always been there. What if we look at a tree today solely as a resource? At best, it is a home for other creatures and animals. But what if we miss that the tree represents maybe a fraction of a letter, or it represents a symbol of a word, or of a story, of a book? And what if we could read these natural elements as the story of creation, and as the glory and the art of creation? What if we could look at it that way? And I believe that is the beginning of truth, is if we look to the natural realm. And you see, this has been so cleverly um, hidden, because what has happened in organized religion, the enemy is paganism, right? People say, well, paganism, these are the weird people that worship the creation rather than the creator. And there's all these distinction and all this artificial disconnect, when truly, as I always say, how can you honor and respect your parents, your father, your mother, but not their creations? How can you love and respect who they are, but not at the same time love and respect their wonderful creations that they've put forth? That's not how this works. So why are we being taught as human beings by organized religion that we shall not honor, respect, and love the beautiful divine creation that is out there? We're, to the contrary, we're being taught to destroy it and to simply use it for a completely out of control hunger of consumption, of materialism. But we never stop to ask ourselves, if the Creator has created all of this beautiful natural realm, he must have, or she, or it. I mean, really, we're just using language here. So, what if the Creator also put the instructions into the creation, and also put the manual on how to live on Earth in the creations? And the Creator has. What is the proof? The proof is that if you pick up a tomato seed today and you plant that seed into fertile soil, and you water that seed, or even leave it there if it's in an ecosystem that works, that tomato seed will grow to be a tomato plant. It will not grow to be an eggplant, or it will not become an apple tree. It will become a tomato plant, because the original instructions are in the seed. So the tomato, the seed, from this little tiny seed that looks like nothing, all the information, the instructions for the lifetime of the plant have been given, and the plant then grows to become what it was destined to become, and it keeps bearing fruit for the lifetime, right? How can one little seed have all that information in it? But we look at this beautiful construct, amazing creation of this vessel, of this temple that we have, that accomplishes so much. How can we not have this destiny, this purpose imprinted in us, within us? We do, but we are not reading the book of the Creator. We're not listening. We're not watching. We're not observing enough. We're not immersing ourselves in the story enough. And that's why this system, as we talk about this, that's why this is so important. It keeps you distracted. It keeps you it keeps you in a loop. It keeps you in a constant artificial information realm. That is why these leaders, these quote unquote leaders, they're no leaders. They're now we now see the generation of the greatest morons that have ever been in power. I mean, these are the biggest idiots and psychopaths you could possibly put in positions of power. They're sorry excuses, and I don't even believe they are truly human. Most of them aren't, but they are complete and utter idiots. It's unbelievable to watch. But what they do with these idiots is they keep them in an artificial information field all the time. So even if they could ever access those 3 brain cells that they have, my wife's giving me a dirty look. I'm sorry. I will not apologize for speaking the truth here. And I understand that I could use more sophisticated words, but this is just how it is. Please forgive me. This is just how it is. So even when they could access, they are constantly kept in an artificial information field. What that means is day in, day out, they live in they live in cities, which is the most artificial field you could possibly create. Then they live in the center of these busy hubs, in artificially created walls, of course, and they're constantly bombarded with data, with statistics, with poles, with problems, with worries. And so they can only ever react, right? They never get to actually read the natural book of the creator or go outside or immerse themselves into the field. Now, the interesting thing is when they do, and the rare exception of those leaders that are intelligent and that have the capacities, when they immerse themselves, when they go on vacation, when they immerse themselves in a natural field, oftentimes around that time you will see very unexpected behavior or comments or words that are coming from them because they were immersed in a natural field of the creator, and so more natural thoughts are coming through. But this is not by accident. It would make so much more sense if the leaders of a country and of a government would live on their own piece of land, immersed in their own field and space of love with the plants that maybe even they planted and the trees and the animal kingdom there. They would make much better decisions because they would be actually immersed in that natural realm. Much better decisions. This has been proven over and over and over again. And as a matter of fact, this used to be the case that world leaders would have very secluded places that they would go to for that reason. See, when you have to make big decisions, when you have the burden of responsibility on your shoulders, sooner or later, if there's some humanity within you, if you have a heart and if you have a brain, you seek to make the right choices. You seek to make the wiser choices. But you cannot make wise choices while you're stuck in an artificial field. That's why you have to go into nature. That's why you have to seek this natural form of communication. That's why you have to truly break the pattern. This is what we're kept in. There are so many layers to this, but when you are kept in that artificial loop, you cannot read the true book of the creator. And I am not speaking out against reading the Bible or reading any other religious book. I'm simply saying that um, all of this was man made, man created, and man manipulated as a means to an end. Now, if you can find the symbolism, if you can access this from a meditative state, you can probably find the essence. And the essence is also in these books, mainly. I mean, you can, in most of them, you can find the essence too. But not like you can find it in nature, not like you can find it in a true communication. And then you begin to realize that every little piece all around you, the whole plan, it all works together. It all has a purpose. The magnificence of water. I mean, we now just look at water as the substance that we're made of and that we use, and we have no idea anymore of the magic, of the true magnificence of water, what it does, how it can transport information, how it is the best transporter of information there ever was, how you can infuse water with any kind of information, how you can revive it, how you can actually reprogram the cells of your body, how you can reprogram the information field of your plants when you infuse the water with certain information. Every rock has a purpose. Every herb serves a purpose. Every little atom, every little cell, every little seed serves a purpose. So by God, how could you ever believe that you don't serve a purpose? It's mind-boggling to me that people could diminish themselves to a level where they don't see that they are part of a wonderful, great plan. And that at the same time that we're the protagonists in that plan, we're also the extras in a much larger play. Has been so eloquently spoken through the generations by many philosophers. It's a beautiful realization. And we all are participating in a grand plan, but at the same time, we're the protagonists of our own lives. And what could be more important than realizing what that is? Now, in every day, there's a little bit of purpose, but what if every day was infused with your purpose? What if you would truly live up to that in every sense of this word? And how do you do that? And this is something that we get so often. People ask, what is my purpose and how do I live my purpose? Listen, I cannot answer. We cannot answer for you what your purpose is. Even those of you who we know personally, We have a sense, we have a feeling. We might be even spot on, but it doesn't matter unless you yourself feel that, unless you yourself will finally make this the most important thing of every second of your day. Not your fears, not your worries, not your insecurities, not the program that you've been taught to live in, but this. What am I here to do for? And I can tell you one thing, it's not just one thing, it's not just two things, it's a plethora of things. But there's a thing at a time, and there's a purpose at a time, and there's meaning at a time. And if we can begin to read the Creator's book, if we can begin to see the meaning in every leaf, the meaning in every branch, in every squirrel, in every little thing out there, we begin to give that permission to ourselves as well to realize, same here. We are meaningful, and this will be so important, and is already so important. But in the next days, weeks, and months ahead, the more people step into this, and I mean without ever giving you a chance to look back, I mean unconditionally, I mean finally throwing out all the other shit that wasn't real, that wasn't true, that wasn't authentic, and finally step into that real you-ness, and you can hear the thoughts of the Creator. You will begin to hear them. It will be put in front of you. And I had the beautiful conversation yesterday with my friend Umar at Gaia, and we talked about this. This is an absolute thing. It's not relative. It's like true north. If you take a path and it's a short path and you're 1 degree off, it won't matter much. You will still see your destination and you can correct and go there. But if you go on a path that's 1,000 miles long and you're 1 degree off, you're going to end up somewhere completely different than you thought you would. That's what we mean by true north. You need to find your true north. You need to find that voice that is guiding you. And then the challenging part for the human mind is that what is being put in front of you looks nothing like you expected it to be or you imagined it to be, because the Creator, the grand plan, works in much bigger ways, works in much more sophisticated ways, and it doesn't give you the whole picture all at once. It gives you the feeling, it gives you the intuitive knowing that there's a big picture. But what that means is when you wake up in the morning, before you open your eyes, before you get up, before you go out there, before you start doing something senseless, just because that's the program, stay there, keep your eyes closed, and ask yourself in that moment, what is this day for? What does this day hold for me? And then give thanks and thank the Creator for speaking through you, acting through you, living through you, breathing through you, putting you in the right place. But this requires your free will participation. It requires the decision that that's the most important thing. That cannot be replaced. And then it also requires of you to say no to everything that is not that. And that's maybe the hardest part, because once you're on that path, things begin to slowly but surely work out easier or more effortless. But then temptation always comes in. The dark forces always tempt you with something. They'll put something in front of you that might be a lot of money or might be a wonderful opportunity, but it is connected to giving up a little bit of your principles or morals or standards. And you'll say, well, it doesn't really matter. That's just a 0.5%. That's okay. I can make that compromise. That $1,000,000 really looks good right now. That is the temptation that you need to absolutely withstand. And you just go, no, if this is not 100% aligned with who I am, 100%, I'm not doing it. To the contrary, on the opposite side, though, when you are 100% aligned with something, no matter how difficult, challenging, or even impossible it might look, you have to do it. You have to. When a seed makes its way amongst the rocks and the ice and the coldness of a mountain, and that seed lands there to become a tree, it becomes that tree. It grows. Wind, frost, storms, really difficult situation or surroundings, it does not matter. That seed will grow into what it was destined to be. And this is how we need to look at everything. You once, my dear friend, you and I, we were once seeds. Before that, we were ideas. We were wishes, ideas, desires. We were consciousness floating around, and then we manifested into this physical realm, into this vessel that we have. And out of this seed has grown this living, breathing, beautiful being that you are. Now, the thing is, you can fill this vessel up with all of life, or you can suck all of life out of it. And you can continue to follow the program. And that program, it leads to an inevitable, painful ending. And that's just the way the program is. This program is destined to do that. But on the other side, you can fill yourself up with life and meaning and purpose, which was always meant for you. I mean, I know that this is not something that your teachers talked about. It's not something that your parents necessarily talked about. It's not something that was part of your education. Well, it wasn't part of mine either for the most part. But it kept calling me, and it keeps calling me. And when I even begin to let my mind slip into spheres and thoughts that are not aligned with the highest good of all, I feel it. I start to feel bad. I start to feel fatigued. I start to feel like I'm losing touch with the purpose just a little bit, and I realign. I correct course. This is so important. And how do you do that? If you walk through the woods, if you really pay attention, if you really connect with the trees and the earth and the mother and the father and everything in between, you cannot miss it. You cannot miss the information that is within you, within that seed that you've grown out of. Because all of the information that you will ever require has already been given. This was a package deal. We just forgot how to read it. We just forgot how to interpret it. We just forgot how to be it again. And this is what we need. What we need to do now, because the plan is hidden in plain sight. The plan of the Creator is right here. And when we all begin to follow it more, live up to it more. Listen, this game that's being played out there is truly over. It is truly over. It cannot live any longer, sustain itself, because it thrives off of the human energy that it gets when human beings do not direct their energy to the right things in life, not direct their energy to the purposeful plan of the Creator. This is not a dogmatic thing. This is not a religious thing. This is truly a spherical, spiritual thing. And it is practical too, because the tree, in living up to its purpose, that's the most spiritual thing you will ever observe in your life. A tree absolutely 100% living up to its purpose. And so that's practical too. It does a very practical thing. It serves a very practical purpose. It gives oxygen. It is a living space for so many beings. It lives in symbiosis with a lot of plants around it. It gives and takes and receives, and all of it is part of the master plan. And so the same goes for you. You're also part of the master plan. This divinity within you is also the most spiritual and practical thing at the same time. So this is not about just sitting there every day and meditating 24/7 and not doing anything practical. To the contrary, this is my most favorite saying. I repeat this so often. Before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. Bring this purpose, bring this trueness, bring this seed of yours into the world. Heal it with it by living your purpose. This is what the true masters of the past, and we're always only talking about, the for the most part, about the men of the past, whether that was Jesus or Krishna or Buddha. But there was Mary Magdalene. There was Jesus's wife. Yes, Jesus had a wife. And we need to bring the divinity of both of the men and the women back, and then bring it to a real unity again. This is what we're tasked with. This is what the most important thing in our life is. And these masters of the past, that's what they've done. They've unconditionally lived truth. They've unconditionally lived the purpose, and they have shown the world, they've shown the people that the plan of the creator is in plain sight. It's right there. It's in front of you. Have you never ever sat at a pond or a creek or a lake or the ocean and you threw a little rock in it and you saw what a magnificent magical structure, the wave that so perfectly started to roll out? All of the universe is in that little magical moment. All of truth, all of the creative planets, all in there. We just need to look. We just need to see it and live it. Listen, none of the old rules of the old paradigms apply anymore. If you think you can sacrifice that divinity for a little bit of safety, perceived safety, through compliance with this madness that's going on in the world, you'll have neither. You won't have safety in the madness, and you won't have the divine life that you deserve. You need to really make a choice. We all need to. We need to choose. We need to choose that which is within us, rather than the artificial things that are outside of us that pretend to be the real thing. We really need to choose. And we will go through a time where every day we need to reaffirm that choice. We're going through that time, and it'll only intensify for a little while now. We need to reaffirm that choice every day, no matter what happens, and immerse ourselves into the natural field of information of the Creator, by the Creator. That's where we're going to get all our answers. That's where we're going to get the reassurance. That's where we're going to get the strength, the power, the love, the endurance, everything we need to see this through. And we will see this through. And the fog will lift. The proverbial fog will lift. And the Creator's true light will shine through once again. And this whole place will illuminate. It will illuminate in a way that your physical eyes won't even be able to stand in that moment. You will only be able to see with your true divine eye until your eyes adjust, until your whole physical being adjusts. That's what's in our future. I can feel it. I can smell it. I can taste it. I'm so certain of it. So that's what we need to do. Live the divine plan. That's what we're tasked with, Inspire Tribe.
Amen.
My wonderful friends, our wonderful friends, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for putting your energy in this. And thank you for not giving up, not letting go of this. As you walk out, as you log off, as you walk into the world, carry that light with you that we have just co-created, brought into a feelable realm, and bring it out there. Shine it. No matter what, shine it. Put that smile on your face. Looks so good on you. And smile. Go out and smile at the world. And let it see and feel what truth, authenticity, divinity looks like. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Inspire Tribe, we so appreciate you being here. It's always wonderful. We'll be here again tomorrow. Thursday, 2 p.m. Central. Also, please, there's a link on the top of the live chat, and there's also the link tree where all our inspired links, you'll find all of them in that link tree. Go to our Rumble channel and please subscribe. We have a lot of interviews coming up with some very interesting folks, and we'll only be able to post portions of those interviews on YouTube. So please go to Rumble and subscribe there, so you'll always get the whole thing, the unedited truth. Inspire Tribe. Thank you again for being here. We love you. We appreciate you. And last but not least,
What did you forget?
well, so many of you have been asking. So Kristin and I decided to do another Yado retreat.
Oh.
that is coming up. Tell me the dates again. May 5th through May 8th, I believe. Those were the dates. Another Yado retreat. What does Yado
Yes.
stand for?
5th to 8th, yeah.
May 5th through May 8th. You are the one. We're going to meet in a beautiful place on the beach. And what we're going to do is we're going to dive deep and we're going to reconnect in the deepest possible ways with the divine light, with the creator, with your purpose. And we're going to lead you through it, guide you through it, show you, but you'll have these experiences, absolutely profound experiences that if you truly show up and make the decision, will absolutely set the beginning for the transformation in your life, for a huge transformation in your life. Our first retreat was truly wonderful. And Christina and I have decided to go even deeper on certain things with this next Yada retreat. So for right now, if you want to learn more about it, send us an email to info@inspirechannel.net. Just put Yada in the subject line and we'll get back to you in the next days, give you a little bit of information on what and how and when and where. And as always, we're going to keep the space limited. Group's not going to be too big because we want to be there on an intimate, personal, one-on-one level and really feel each other and really dive in together. And you just can't do that in a group of 300 people. So there's going to be limited availability, limited spacing. If you already know and this speaks to you, then please send us an email and we'll put you on the list and give you all the information and all of that. So Tribe, we'll announce that, in the next days and weeks and talk more about it too. So for now, I think we're complete and we'll see you on Thursday, 2 p.m. Central, right here on the Inspire channel. We love you. Thank you for being here.